Okay, we're going to start with draining the oil. These LS's take a 8mm hex bolt or Allen key. So it's kind of up in here. Jeez. A little snug in there. Drain pan under there. Looks good under there. No metal shavings on my. Matter of fact, it's really clean as far as my oil. Now I am running synthetic oil in it on my first oil change. I run Shell Rotella synthetic, and some guys might complain about that or say I shouldn't be using that. I shouldn't be using LS or something, but I have my own truck for years, and all I ran in it was Shell Rotella, and I got over almost 1 million miles on it before I had to do anything to it as far as a rebuild. So I use what I know, and like I said, I know I haven't had any issues with the Shell Rotella, so that's what I'm using. Now, as far as washing my tractor before I do a service, I know there's some guys out there that don't wash their tractors at all. I mean, it's a tractor, right? But I kind of agree with Mike off of Biff's Equipment, where you're not going to find nothing if you don't wash your tractor. And this way, washing it, you can find if you got any loose bolts, any cracks, anything that needs to be fixed before you have a major breakdown. So I'm all for washing my tractor. I try to keep it as clean as I can. I don't always get to, but I do try to pressure wash it every once in a while to get all the dirt off of it. And like I said, it gives you a chance to not only see if there's any cracks or damages, but after a while, after running it, you'll be able to see if you got any leaks or anything or wet spots. So I think it pays to wash your tractor. Put this plug back in. I need to get me some neoprene gloves. Okay, got that. Ugh. I'll go over there and get the filter done. Okay, fuel filter next. Put my 8mm away. I got it from AutoZone, Duralast, 8mm. I forget what I paid for it, but it's a 3/8 drive, and it works good. So my fuel filter, or oil filter. If I can get something. See if I can do something about instead of having this drip all over my axles. See what that does. So what I like to do is I like to make sure there's no gasket left on the face where your oil filter goes on. Years ago when I was a teenager, I used to work for people down in the States might not know what it is, but the guys up in Canada know what I'm talking about. But I used to be an installer and do oil changes and install mufflers at Canadian Tire. And one time I was doing an oil change on a person's car, and of course I was a teenager back then, working part-time, and I took the oil filter off and never thought of actually taking the filter and looking at it to see if the rubber was there or not. And anyways, I put the new filter on, got in, started up the car. Next thing I know, I got oil all over the floor, and the gasket was still stuck to this piece here. When I put the new filter on, of course it made a double gasket, and under pressure that ain't gonna work. And needless to say, I had a heck of a cleanup, and I ended up paying for 4 quarts of oil plus another oil filter. So always make sure you check that. The filter I'm using is the Mobile 1 Extended Performance. M1-108A. That's what I used last time. It was the same one, and I use these in my cars, in my pickup, and I don't have any issues with them. I know, like I said, some guys are more privy to using LS parts. Now when it comes to my hydrostatic filter, my transmission, I'm probably going to use LS filters for that. So put this on a little bit of oil around it. Now normally if the filter is going to be sitting up and down like this, I'll fill it with oil before I put it on. But seeing that it's like this, I'll end up losing most of my oil anyway, so I'll just put it back on. And I need to invest me in a paint pen so I can start writing on these things. I also want to be able to mark my bolts, so I got a notch in them or a line in them to let them know if they're actually loosened up or not. So all I got to do now is add the oil. So with the LS, I can either put it here or I can add it up at the top. I'm probably going to do the top because, like I said, I've got everything in the open, and that's why I do this. So I've got a lot more room, and I'm not nicking my hands and cutting them up, because I bruise and cut easy since I got past 55 and into my 60s, and it's just my skin's gotten so thin with blood pressure medicine, every little nick, so this kind of helps me a little bit on not getting all nicked up. So shoving that up in there, stop the oil from getting all over my axle, so that was not a bad idea. So move this out of the way. So LS says 2.9 liters, which is 0.8 of a gallon, which approximately is 3.2 liters, or 3.2 quarts. So I'm going to put about 2.5, 3 quarts in, fire it up, check the oil, and add more if I need it. So we got, So that's not quite 3 quarts, probably about 2 3/4. I'm gonna go ahead and take it to 3 quarts. Okay, that's 3 quarts right there. Well, let's see what happens. So we'll let that sit for a minute and then check the oil. Well, we should be just about where we need to be at. If my memory serves me, which not always it does. Okay. Next thing I want to look at is my air filter. So a whole lot easier taking this off, like I said, when it's got nothing impeding it. Rag and wipe that out. I'm going to blow this out real quick. Still not too bad. Didn't have a whole lot of dust in there, but I don't get around a lot of dust. One bush hogging I did, of course, I got a lot of dust there. But, good.